Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello grade 3s and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is culture and traditions. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, it's very important for us to sanitize. Now remember, you can use soap and water to clean your hands too. Make sure that you also use the soap and water the same way that you would the sanitizer. Well done. For today's lesson, we will be talking about addition. For our activity today, boys and girls, let's turn to page 24. On page 24, we have 5 questions, but each question has adding. So today is all about adding on page 24. I am going to teach you the different ways that you can add. So let's take a look at number 1. Number 1 is saying, write only the answers. Now that's a bit tricky when you need to add, but I'm going to show you how you can add. Let's do number C together. Now number C says 24 plus 3. So I'm going to write 24 plus 3 equals. So how do we add 24 plus 3 without putting anything on the paper? Well, this is when our counters come into the play. Now remember, a counter can be anything. It can be a bottle top, it can be colors, it can be anything that you can find that is a lot. Today we're going to use the blue counters and our red one will be our answer counter. So we have our continuous counters and then our answer counter. In this case, we need 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, and the rest we will put aside. So we are going to start by counting on from 24 and we are going to use our counters. So we have 24, 25, 26, 27. So we know our answer is 27. So let us write 27. Now, don't forget to count on from the big number that you have been given. So the small number will be for our counters. And then the big number is where we start counting on from. So from 24, we count on to 25. Now, we know that our sum is complete. 24 plus 3 equals 27. I want you to do all of this with number 1. You can use your counters. Let's now move on to number 2. Number 2 is saying we are adding decades. Now the decade numbers are very simple because they are the numbers that are friends with Mr. Tens. So we are going to write the decade numbers. In this case, we only have a few. So when we are adding decade numbers, we are not worried about the 0. Instead, we are worried about the next number. So on the syringe, you can see that we have 20, 30, it's 30 on top, and 40 at the bottom. Now, like the way it is written in your booklets, we said that we're going to ignore the 0 for now and instead focus on the 3 and the 4. Then when we are done adding, we will put our answer on top. But in this case, we are going to put our answer at the bottom. So I'd like you to put a plus sign next to your 40 and then a line, an equals line, to show that our answer today will be at the bottom. But for you, your answer will be at the top. Now we said we're going to ignore the 0 for now, which means we're going to bring down the 0 already. And then after that, we are going to use either our fingers to count or our number line. In this case, we are going to use our number line. Now the bigger number there is 4. So we're going to start at 4 and then count on. But instead of counting on, we're going to say 1, 2, 3. The number that we land on, boys and girls, is the one we are supposed to write. So let us go. From 4, we are saying 1, 2, 3. So our answer is 7. So we are going to write a big 7. And now our answer is complete. Make sure that you take your time because decade numbers are the ones that have 10, which means we take the 0 and put it already for our answer and then focus on the other answers. Now we have said 30 plus 40 equals 70. Let's now move on to number 3. Now with number 3, we are going to be adding 11 for all of the numbers. Now this one is very interesting because every answer will be different. We are also going to do the same for number 4 and we are going to add 9. So let us do the last one where it says 147. Now remember, I said we can use our fingers. So first we need to write our sum. Our sum is saying 147 plus 9 equals. So we have our sum, and how many do we need? How many fingers do we need? We need 9. So let us look for our 9 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me do it like this. 9. So we have 9 on our fingers. So we are going to count on from 147 using our fingers. So show me 9 on your fingers and let's count together. Remember, we count on from the number that we have been given. In this case, we are moving to 148. So let us go. 148, 149, 150, 151, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156. So this is our answer after counting 9. So let us put our answer 156. Now remember, boys and girls, you can also continue with your counters if you have enough. But if you don't have enough counters and you are counting, you can actually put your counters with your fingers as well. That way, you'll have more for your addition. Now, let us go to the last one, number 5. Number 5, we are going to be using the number line to add. Now, if we are using the number line to add, that means we need to count. And counting from the number that we have been given going on. Now remember, when we are using our number line, we need to take our time and count from the number, big number, moving forward. If you're not sure about your answer, you can go ahead and try again. So make sure that you use your number line and make sure that you check that they are correct. I'm going to leave you to do all this maths work by yourself. Please check that you are correct. Take your time, use your counters. You can use the number line, the big one, or you can use your fingers. Have fun, and I will see you soon after this advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
For the next page, boys and girls, let us continue our addition on page 25. On page 25, we are going to do breakdown. Now, when we are breaking down a number, it is when we are using hundreds, tens, and units. They have given you an example of 131 plus 35. As you can see, they broke it down, starting with the hundreds by itself, then grouping the tens, and then grouping the units. After that, they added the tens together and they added the units together. Then when they were done, they now added 100 plus 60 plus 6 to get their final answer, 166. So we are going to do the same on the board. Let us do we are going to do number C. Let us do C. So the first thing to do is write the sum the way it is. And we have 124 plus 45. 45. So, remember, boys and girls, we first need to group them by breaking them down. So what we are going to do first is to take our hundreds. So we're going to take our hundreds first. So we say equals, then we put our 100. So we have the 100 by itself. After that, we are going to say plus, and then we group our tens. So we're going to group our tens. But before we group, we need to put what are called brackets. This way, we know that this is only for tens and nothing else. So we removed the hundreds. Now we need to deal with the tens. In this case, we have 2 and 4. If we have 2 and 4 as our tens, that means we actually have 20 plus 40. And after we have grouped our tens, we need to close our bracket to say that this is the family of tens. Now that we have done that, we need to go now to our units. So we say plus, we put our plus sign, and now we write our units. So our units in this case is the last number here. So we are going to first open our bracket, and then we are going to say 4 plus 5. Now we have broken our sum apart. Remember, this one is for hundreds. So our hundreds is here. And then we grouped our tens. So this one was tens, number 2, and 4 were tens. And then after that, we took our units to put them together. So this one was units, and so was this one. So now that we are done with this first step, we need to go to the second step, which is adding what is in the brackets. Now, because we are adding what is in the brackets, our 100 is going to just come down. So we have our 100 here, and it's coming down the way it is. And then we are going to put our plus sign, plus. Now we need to add what is in the brackets. So in our bracket, we have 20 plus 14. Now we are going to use the method of decade adding, where we cover the zeros and worry about the numbers. So now if we cover our zeros, we are saying 2 plus 4. And what is 2 plus 4, my dear children? We already know it. The answer is 6. Now that we have our answer for that, we can now bring down our 0. So our sum so far says 100 plus 60. Then the last thing that we're going to do is add our units together. And in this bracket, we have 4 plus 5. And what is 4 plus 5? Well, we can use our counters. Now we have 4 red ones already, and we need to add 5. So let us add 5. Counting on from 4, we say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that the 5 counters that we added to the red ones All together make 9. So our answer for this one is 9. Now we have managed to add our tens by themselves, our units by themselves. So our full sum now says 100 plus 60 plus 9. Now, we are now going to put them together again. Remember, we broke them apart and now we want to put them together. So the first thing that we will do is put our 1 for hundreds. So there we are, we're going to put our 1 and our 1 stands there. Then the next one that we're going to use is our tens. Our tens in this case is our 6 for 60. So we're going to write 6. And lastly, we have our unit. In this case, our unit is 9. So we are going to write 9. And that is our final answer. So what we first did was to decompose or to break the sum. Even though it said 124 plus 45, we took all the numbers and we grouped them in hundreds, tens, and units. Our 100 was by itself, our tens were in their own brackets, and our units were by themselves. After that, we brought our 100 down. And then we added what was in the brackets. So in this bracket, 20 plus 40 equals 60, and we brought it down. And then in this bracket, we said 4 plus 5 equals 9. So after breaking them apart, we needed to bring them together. So we took the first number from each one. We brought the one from hundreds and put it down. Then we brought the 6 from tens and we brought it down. Lastly, we took the 9 from units and we brought it down. So our final answer is 169. So you are going to do the 4 sums by yourself. Actually, the 3 sums, because we did this one together. By yourselves. By yourself. For number 2, we are going to be making a bottle of pills. Let's take a look at what we're going to do. Now, we already have 5, but we need to get up to 20. So in this case, we are going to be counting on. We are going to be using our number line to count on from the number given. Then, when you find out which number it is, I'd like you to please write it on your paper. So we are going to do number F together. Now the letter F says 14 plus dash equals 20. Now as you can see, our number line gets up to 20, so we are very lucky. We're going to start from the number after 14, which is 15. And we're going to count to see how many more pills we need. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to fill that bottle with 6 more pills. I'd like you to write the answer for the letter F. Now, let us try another one. This time we're doing letter B, where it says 7 plus dash equals 20. Remember, we need to make 20 pills. So we already have our 20 and we're going to start with the number after 7, which is 8. And we're counting until we get to 20. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we need to fill that bottle up with 13 more pills. So I'd like you to write the number 13. The rest of this one for number 2, you're going to do by yourselves. Let's now move on to number 3. Number 3 is problem-solving sums. Now, if we're going to do problem-solving sums, that means we need to read the story and then we are going to either add or subtract depending on the story. But in this case, we are adding. So let us read B. B says, the police catch 21 thieves and 7 robbers. How many do they catch altogether? Let's read it again. The police catch 21 thieves and 7 robbers. How many do they catch altogether? So in this case, we are adding, and let me show you how we are going to do it. So we know that there are 21 thieves and that they caught 7 robbers. So that means we say 21 plus 7. So if we are saying 21 thieves plus 7 robbers, that means we are adding. Now we can do it using either counters or your number line or your fingers. In this case, we are going to use counters. So let us try. Already we know that we have the number 21. So we need to count on from 21. Let's go. First, we need 7 counters. So we are going to count 7 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, we are going to count on from the number 21. Let's go. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So our answer is 28. Please write your answer once you have built your sum. Remember, you must first write the sum. And our sum in this case is 21 plus 7 equals 28. The rest of the sums, my dear children, you will do by yourselves. Have fun, take your time, and if you're not sure, you can always start again. I will see you soon after this advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn and more. We distribute countrywide in over 7 different languages.
We have now come to the end of our lesson, and remember, boys and girls, if something is too difficult or you didn't understand, you can always ask for help. Now that we are done, it's very important for us to sanitize. Now make sure when you sanitize that you sanitize inside your hands and around your hands and in between your fingers. Well done! I wonder though, Sashi was supposed to come with me so that we can go and see some traditional dancing. Sashi, where are you? Hello, Sashi. How are you? That's good. So, from Sashi and I, we would like to say thank you for joining us today and goodbye!
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF for Every Child, My Zone Online School, and Amos Meerkat Syllabus.